Good day and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Sephora sale. The Sephora sale happens a couple times a year. I think it's actually gotten like more and more often over the last couple of years. I think they've realized like how much money they actually make and they're like, let's do this more than twice a year. So I'm pretty sure it's like 4 times a year at this point in time because I feel like there was just one in like November. So I have gathered everything that I think is worthy of buying at Sephora. And I will throw in a couple mentions of what's on my wish list, what I think I'm going to be purchasing or repurchasing, and what I do not think is worth your money. So let's dive right in. Grab your beverage of choice. Today I have a Soda Stream. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Very excited. So let's start with what I'm planning to buy because I think what I have and what I recommend will probably take the longest. So I have my Sephora app right here with everything that's in my cart right now. And I'm going to let you know things that I plan on buying. I'm going to put on the screen what dates the Sephora sale are on and what levels are allowed to shop when. So like the Rouge member is allowed to shop first because there's only so many supplies and stuff. I sound so smart. There's only so much product and stuff runs out. Like there are things that people will desperately want that are gonna run out really quickly. So funny. So I have just started to film now and it was like super quiet in my house and my cats have been sleeping for the last hour, and as soon as I start filming, my cat comes out and starts eating, like crunch 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 crunching away right beside me. It's just so funny and typical. They're like so naughty when I'm starting to do something and they don't and they don't get any attention for themselves. So one thing that should be noted is that the Sephora collection is 30% off. There's lots of good stuff in the Sephora collection. The Rouge members get 20% off, but everyone will get 30% off the Sephora collection. So I have the Micro Smooth Multitasking Baked Face Powder Foundation from the Sephora collection in my cart. It's $25, so 30% off. That would be fabulous. That's like $6 off. So I want to give that a try. I have a Buxom Full-On Plumping Lip Cream in Rose Julep because I have a small one now. I have a bunch of Buxom stuff here, so I'll probably show you a couple of them. I always highly recommend Buxom. They're really expensive for a lip gloss. It's like $25. So I usually purchase one per every event. I have the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid plus B5 Hydrating Serum in my cart. It's $18. I have the Sephora Collection Apple Cider Vinegar Cleansing Scalp Scrub in my cart. It's $16. I have a repurchase I'll talk about. I have a pencil eyeliner from the Sephora Collection in like a green. It's called T-Rex. That I'm going to be buying. That's $15. I'm looking into getting the Kosas Wet Lip Oil. The Kosas Wet Lip Oil is like $28, but I swatched it at the store and it's absolutely beautiful. So I want to give that a try. I want to try the new Milk Makeup Fluid All Over Medium Coverage Hydrating Concealer. I've been hearing really good things and it's $38. And then in the Sephora collection, there's a lip gloss that's like kind of purple with like a blue pigment that's called Wild. I'm going to get that for $16. And then I'm also going to get one other repurchase that I'll talk about here. So that's everything that's in my cart. You never know. It's in, I think today is the 7th, but things will change. Like I'll take stuff out, I'll put stuff on. I plan on watching other people's shop with me with Sephora and see what other people recommend. But I think like I have such interesting skin and taste in makeup that a lot of things that people recommend aren't my favorite. De-influencing here for a moment. Things that aren't my favorite that other people really like. The Makeup by Mario foundation. That is too thin for me. If I'm going to purchase a foundation that is that natural, I will shop at the drugstore. Other things like that I like but I won't repurchase is the Haus Labs foundation. I really like the Haus Labs foundation, but it's quite thin and it gets slick on my face quickly because I have oily skin. So I wore it yesterday and by the end of the day, it'll have like little like nicks in it from where I've accidentally touched my face. And that's just, it's too precarious and dainty for me. Like I like I'll wear the Haus Labs, which I like because it looks beautiful on my skin. I'll wear it on days where I'm only going to wear makeup for like 5 hours, but for days I'm wearing makeup for 15 hours, I can't wear Haus Labs because it'll break apart underneath over top of my oils. Or you can literally see, like when I say NYX, it's like I went like this and like touched my face here, and it will have taken like a nick out of my foundation. It's weird, actually. So let's just dive right into what I have here and what I definitely recommend. I'm going to start with the big things because I have a whole table full of stuff here, and I'm going to move it to my other table over here. So I'm going to start with face stuff and body stuff. So I have the Innisfree Balancing Toner with green tea. I have acne scars, so mixing salicylic acid and green tea helps to clear your acne scars. And so I have a salicylic acid cleanser from The Ordinary that I actually recommend, that's in the bathroom, but I'm going to leave it there, that I recommend, that helps to clear blemishes. And then when you mix it with a green tea toner, which is good for my oils, it also helps with acne scars. This also isn't really expensive. I actually should probably repurchase this. I really like it. It's probably around $35 is my guess for this, which isn't too bad for Sephora pricing. Next, I have 2 products from The Ordinary. I'm a huge fan of The Ordinary. I think that the trick with companies like The Ordinary and the Inkey List is because they don't use like verbiage marketing to sell their products. You really have to know what active ingredients your skin needs. So just like I said, I use salicylic acid for clearing blemishes and green tea for oil control, and them together help with my acne scars. You have to learn how your skin reacts to certain things and what it needs. So if you have dry skin, what are the best hydrators for your skin? So hyaluronic acid is a really good serum to have. You need to be really careful with retinols when you have really dry skin because it'll dry out your skin. You know, so do your own research. I will definitely do a video one day that's going to be what's your type of skin, what is your concern. Oh, I'm knocking everything over. And what you should use. So going back to The Ordinary, I have the AHA BHA peeling solution. So this is not sold at every Sephora. So it's probably sold in the States Sephora, but not in the Canadian one. I'm not exactly sure why. It's kind of hard to get my hands on. I got this from my sister who got it from me from the States. So what this is gonna do is essentially use those chemicals to peel the first layer of your skin off to encourage growth, like it sloughs off the dead skin to help build new strong skin underneath. It's like a facial. So this is a really great, as opposed to, it's actually really funny because a client of mine, a friend of mine, she accidentally messaged me on my Instagram story. So she had replied to my Instagram story and all it wrote was substitute for Paula's Choice AHA. And I like sent her a picture of this and I'm like, this is a really great substitute. It's actually quite of value. And she messaged me back and she was like, I did not mean to send you that. I meant to type that into the Google search. And I was dying. I thought that was so funny. Like, when does that happen? When someone's like sending someone a message and they're like, chocolate chip recipe or whatever it is. I think that's absolute gold. So this is one of The Ordinary's best products. And The Ordinary is really good with high quality active ingredients at a valuable price, at a low price of probably like 20 bucks. So the other Ordinary product I have is going to be the resveratrol. The resveratrol is also another acid, but what it does, it has a really high potency antioxidant. So it's going to help essentially rebuild the strength of your skin. You have to work up to a resveratrol and you can't use an acid with an acid. So you couldn't use like retinol with this acid. So you have to be really careful when you're putting things on your skin that you're not immediately going to cause essentially a chemical reaction on your skin that will burn your skin. So I would type your concerns or go talk to someone at The Ordinary, at the Inky List or whatever, about what your concerns are and see what they recommend. Other runners up for The Ordinary that I have: caffeine solution underneath the eye, helps with puffiness. I don't get a lot of puffiness underneath my eye, so I bought it, but it's really good under makeup for the day. So I also really enjoy that. My favorite vitamin C is actually from the Inky List, so I really enjoyed this. It's just a 15% vitamin C for a really good price. I liked the Clinique vitamin C shots, but they're actually quite expensive. So because this is like vacuum sealed, so air can't get in, because vitamin C will go bad. So you want to use one vitamin C at a time. Make sure you, once you open this, use it up, throw it out, because vitamin C will go bad in like, it depends how much air gets in, but like probably a month, maybe 2 months. This one's almost gone. And vitamin C is also one of those things that you don't want to be mixing with a lot of stuff. Do not put it on in the morning, put it on at night, and you can't mix it with a retinol. So again, I have days, I know some people who use retinol every day. I do not. I have a hardcore retinol that I've built up to use. So I have days where I will do a vitamin C at night, and then on another night, I'll do resveratrol, and then on another night, I'll do retinol. Because all of these active ingredients are going to do kind of similar but different things at different strengths for your skin. And you can't use them all at the same time. And I recommend finding different things that do differently, so you're kind of skin cycling. So one night you're going to be working on the strength of your skin. One night you're going to be peeling your skin and building up collagen. The other night you're going to be, doing moisturizing, heavily moisturizing. Like I'll put an oil on my face before I go to bed, which leads me to this next oil. This is the BioEssence Squalene and Vitamin C Rose Oil. This is really good also for acne scars, but I cannot put an oil on my face and sleep on it overnight. So what I'll do is I'll put an oil on my face, go to bed, and when I wake up to pee in the middle of the night, which happens twice a night, every night, like clockwork, I'll wash this off my face and just go back to bed, because it'll end up giving me a pimple. Like the other night I went to bed with an oil on my face and I forgot to wash it off, and I have a pimple right here. You can't really see it, hopefully not, but yeah, right there. And it's not a surface pimple. It's usually a pimple that's like deep down, so it takes a while to get to the surface. So it's gonna be there for like a week. Fun. Okay, moving right along. Oh, this is my new favorite moisturizer. I think this is the third time I've purchased this, and I might actually have to purchase a new one. I don't think so, actually. This is pretty new. This is the Ole Henriksen Strength Trainer Boost Peptide Boost with vegan peptides, ceramides, and collagen. This is just such a great moisturizer that will help my aging skin. So as you age, your face will essentially fall. You will lose collagen and elastin in your cheeks. I don't have any filler in my face at all. I have Botox here, but it's actually wearing off right now. But I do not have any filler. So as I age, my cheeks will get less full and they'll fall, and you'll see more loss of collagen right here. And so a moisturizer like this will use the antioxidants, peptides, and collagens together to help your natural skin strengthen and essentially not repair the collagen, because it can't do that. And I think collagen supplements can't even do that, guys. So I've done some research. I think collagen supplements are actually a rip. So we'll talk about that another time. But it will help to delay your collagen from losing volume in your face. I really enjoy this. I highly, highly recommend. It's like $60 if you get it on sale if you're a Rouge member. If you need to use my Rouge member and you're one of my family and friends, fucking call me up. Give a little texty text. Hey, Laura, I know you're doing a giant Sephora haul for the sale. Mind if you pick me up in Ole Henriksen? I'll be like, I got you. I got you. I only have a sample, but I can show you at least. This is the Ceramide liquid and cream. This is just a highly, highly, highly moisturizing moisturizer. That's it. It's really strong, doesn't make me break out. Really good on days when you need to like bring back some moisture to your face. So if you've ever had like a treatment or a peel, and then a couple days after your peel, you're like, oh dear Lord, my face is tight. Or if I ever go to Calgary, I am immediately like, my whole body is itchy because that whole place is dry. It's so dry that my skin just shrivels up and it's like, I need moisture. This is where I'm turning to. One I highly recommend. I do not have dry skin, so I don't use this very often, but when I do, that's my girl. I wonder if you guys notice like how dainty of a drinker I am, but it's only because I have lipstick on. If not, I'm like normal, but when I have lipstick on, I'm like, just like little dainty sips. I'm not usually like that. I'm sure you can tell I'm not actually a dainty person. I'm really girly, but I'm not dainty. Next, I have the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. I actually recommend buying one of these small ones. It will last you forever. I think the reason that they made this a jet lag mask is because it's just really great for hardcore moisturizing. So this is another one of those things that I will put on, go to sleep, wake up, wash off when I pee in the middle of the night, because it'll also break me out if I leave it on all night. But it is gentle enough that I can leave it on for 5 hours and then wash it off. I really enjoy this, but it's so expensive. It's like $100 for a big tube. Okay, our last face item is going to be the Cicapair Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment. This is my perfect SPF. So I've tried 100 million SPF. Supergoop Matte, powders, Glow Screen, the e.l.f. Wow one, like moisturizers that have it on it. This one is perfect for me. This is SPF 30. But it neutralizes the redness in my skin. So I have really red skin naturally, and this is like a clay almost. And it neutralizes, like when I put it on, it kind of dries out a little bit and neutralizes the red, and it helps wick my natural oils from my face and not have them show through on my makeup. It's like a weird barrier in that way. I absolutely love it. This is the third time I've bought it. It's so expensive and it actually takes me a while to get through, so I always buy a mini. My last not makeup item is the Bum Bum Cream. Sol de Janeiro. Look how giant this is. This is $100, this Bum Bum Cream. It is one of my favorite smells of all time. We've talked about this before. So good. I've purchased the spray. I've purchased the deodorant twice. I have this thing where every time I go on vacation, I'll buy a deodorant and wear it because it's just like vacation deodorant. That's always what I smell like. I don't know if it actually helps with cellulite. I have no idea. I feel like that's kind of a lie, but because I don't know how much a lotion can help with cellulite, but it is one of my favorite moisturizers and I highly recommend it. I'm sure lots of you know about this. Okay, moving on to makeup. Let's start with palettes. So I have a bunch of eyeshadow palettes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyeshadow palettes. And 4 of them are from Anastasia. They make some of my absolute favorite palettes. The quality of their eyeshadows are next level. They have a lot of fallout. If you don't know what fallout is when you're doing your eyeshadow and little particles, like it's dusty, and little particles will fall and go here. So if you're doing a smoky eye, I recommend doing your eyeshadow first and then doing your concealer, foundation, whatever after, because the chances of you getting dark fallout here are good. And then you will ruin your concealer here and be super frustrated with life. Happened to me a bunch. So I'm gonna go over these palettes really quickly. My number one favorite, Soft Glam. I've had this forever. I will definitely repurchase it when it's done. This is probably my favorite color story of all time. All time. Love it. Just super neutral. Excellent. This is the Nouveau palette. This is original. I don't use this very often, but I absolutely love this color story. So it's going to be like greens with pinks. So it's like neutral pinks and then some like deep olive greens and teal greens. And then it has a pop of this purple. This purple isn't actually as pigmented as I would like it to be, but it's good for like a pop of color or lining your lower lash with that. Love it. Next, we have my second favorite. This is Modern Renaissance. This was one of their first palettes they ever put out. This is very close to a soft glam with a little bit more pink aspect to it. But I will use every single one of these colors. And I do. All the time. Constantly. This actually, Bueno Fresca, is like such a almost gray, cool toned, light pink. It is one of my favorite colors to use. And then there's a Riviera palette. This is my least favorite of the palettes just because it's so bright. So I use it, but I use it for like super fun looks. Like it's not an everyday thing. It's like super bright, which I mean, I can get into every now and again, but it's just not something that I'm reaching for all of the time. Next, I have the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. This says Second Slice. It actually smells like pumpkin. But all of these colors, I think the orange is one of my go-to looks. And all of these deep, warm, neutral taupe browns just really work well for me. This is one of my favorite palettes. And this was actually fairly cheap. I think I bought this for $35 on sale. If they still have it, pick it up. Pick it up. And then my last palette is from Sephora. So this is the Sephora collection. This was from Christmas, but the Sephora collection actually has really great, like small, compact color stories. So that I was looking for a cool toned palette, and this was perfect. I use this color very often. It's really great for underlining. And then this is really good for lining. We have a couple shimmers, but all of these are like high quality shades, and they have really great color stories. So what I would do is I would look at the Sephora collection, see what draws you, but this was $11. So good. Okay, next we're going to be moving on. Let's do foundations, because foundation is my favorite category of all time. Of all time. So we're gonna go there. Ooh, one palette that's been on my wish list for a really long time is the Makeup by Mario Master Nudes palette. I would love to pick that up. I have so many nude palettes though, so I can't quite bring myself to spend $60 on that palette when I have a bunch of great colors that work really well for it. I want to start buying stuff either I use every day and I need to repurchase, or stuff that's like a one of a kind. One of a kind. I'm not going to get it from somewhere else, like this blush. Ooh, this blush, guys. It's my new favorite blush. You've seen me use it before. This is the One Size Attention Seeker palette. I've been wearing this constantly since I got it. This cream, bright, like Barbie baby pink. And then I have a highlight and a powder. This was worth its weight in gold. I bet you won't even be able to pick up this palette because it's so popular. If you can get your hands on this Attention Seeker One Size palette, pick it up. Pick it up, pick it up. Look at this. Blush. So beautiful, right? And I've been wearing this makeup since like 9:30. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, next we have foundations, like I said we were going to get into. So my number one favorite foundation right now that I will repurchase and repurchase and repurchase until the end of time. And I was surprised about this, guys. This is the Soft Matte Complete Foundation by Nars. I heard people talking about this forever before I picked it up. But this is my new makeup that I use every day that lasts for 15 hours. This is it. This is it. Now don't use this. Sometimes when I put on makeup, I'll like get my brush, which this is one of my favorite brushes that I was going to show you. This is just a foundation brush from the Sephora collection. Their brushes are beautiful. So when I usually do my makeup, I'm going to like put makeup on a brush and then like put it all over my face. I'm sure you guys have seen me do that before. With this, it dries down so quickly. I recommend putting a little bit on the brush, doing this section, putting a little bit on the brush, doing this section to completion, put a little bit on the brush, doing this section to completion, doing it a little bit at a time because it will dry down so quickly. And then going over it with a wet beauty sponge. Favorite foundation, full coverage, lasts forever, makes your skin look beautiful. Highly recommend, my number one foundation right now. Next, we have the Hourglass Ambient Glow. I love this. This is a little bit too yellow for me. So I think I'm going to buy, next time I buy it, because I'll probably repurchase this, I will buy like a lighter one. This is 5.5, which is too yellow. But I can still I can still wear it. Like, it's not that much different, right? We make things work here. We make things work. But I'm 36. This works beautifully on older skin. It smooths you out so wonderfully. This makes your skin look 10 times better than it actually is. I highly recommend this. It's very expensive, which if you're interested, now's the time. Get a discount. Next, I have my favorite thin foundation. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. This is a thinner, like kind of Haus Labs, almost like a serum foundation feel, but my skin looks absolutely beautiful with this. You can't actually really buy this in store many places. I'm 220 linen, and this is a perfect match for me. Perfect match. And this is my favorite thin foundation. I will be repurchasing this till the day I die. Till the day I die. And on like no makeup looks, this is my girl. This is my girl. Okay, the last one I have is an oldie but a goodie. And I'm sure you've used it before. I'm sure you've tried it before. I mean, if you're into makeup. This is Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. This is probably the 5th time that I've bought this. I am Pure Beige 2C1, and then in the summer I'm Ecru, which who got that name from? Ecru. What is that? What's Ecru? Is that the name of a color? Like magenta is the name of a color? You know, it's like orange isn't the name of a color. It's like an orange. You know what I mean? You know how there's like color names that aren't the name of a color? It's like eggshell. That's a color, but it's also an eggshell. What's Ecru? If you guys know what Ecru is, comment down below. I have no idea. This is one of the best stay in place, which is why it's called stay in place, makeups ever. It will not budge. It will not go anywhere, and it still looks absolutely beautiful, and it's full coverage. So highly recommend if you've never given that a go. Guys, we're booking it along here. We're just moving. We're shaking. We're having a good time. I think I need another sip of soda. How are you? How's your life? What kind of stuff do you want to see me do? I'm working on like a murder mystery makeup video, and it's making me so down. I chose the wrong person and the wrong subject, but I am too invested at this point in time to like turn my back because I've taken like 5 pages of notes. So I'm going to post it, and then I'm never going to do one of these again. I'll probably do like a murder thing again, but this one is heavy. I had to like stop my research and then like restart it on a different day and then stop after half an hour because it was too much for me. Okay, so concealer. I have 2 concealers, and I'll mention one. So I'm going to be repurchasing the Hourglass Vanish concealer. That is my #1 favorite concealer at Sephora. Excuse me. Whew. That's my #1 favorite concealer at Sephora. It's very expensive, as is most things at Sephora, other than the Ordinary and the Inculus. And then my other 2 runner-ups are Kosas. This is too dark of a color for me right now. This is definitely my summer color, but I wear this on vacation, and I wear this in the summer, and it has like under eye cream in it. It just goes on so smooth. It looks so smoothing. It's like not crunchy and bunchy. If you've never tried, it's the Revealer concealer, I believe, and I'm in 4.5N, but that's my dark color, so I'm too light for it right now. Sometimes I'll try and I'll be like, ooh, no dice. And then my last concealer is the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. Excellent, tried and true, stays in place, does not crunch and bunch, works really well underneath powder, and there's so much gosh darn product in this. It is worth its weight. Like, I've used this as much as I've used the Hourglass concealer, and the Hourglass concealer cost the same for like, this was $30, the 35 maybe. The Hourglass concealer for the small one is $22, and I've used this longer than I've used that, so it's definitely worth it. Next we have, let's do brushes. Let's get brushes out of the way. So I just have the one I told you about, the Sephora foundation brush. I recommend any Sephora brush. If you need like something in your collection and you're like, where should I go? What should I do? Go get one during the Sephora collection sale. 30% off, guys. This is like this was in a package, with like 4 of the brushes, and it was like 30 bucks. This brush alone is a $50 brush. This is a powder brush. Look how massive this is. But this brush will be 30% off in the next little while. Highly recommended. This is the number 80. And then I don't think this one has a number on it. It just says foundation on it. Okay, next. What do I have the least of? Oh, let's do scents. So there are a couple scents that I really love at Sephora, but the thing is they're so expensive. So I really like the... Oh, I'm going to have to look it up, guys. Capri Sun. What is that from? Let's look. Shop. Fragrance. Women. Perfumes. Okay. Oh, the Glossier You perfume is really nice. I thought it smelled like so stereotypically regular teenage girl perfume. My boyfriend loves it. I have grown to love it. Okay, so Ellis Brooklyn is the brand, and it is, I think, Capri. I want to say Capri Sun, but it's a drink, guys. I don't think so. Okay, I really like the Skylar perfumes. They have a bunch like peach, nectarine, coconut, spring. Those are really good. So all of the Skylar ones are great. They're so expensive. The Clean Reserve is also really good. Apple Blossom, Sparkling Sugar. Those are excellent as well. I'm looking for this one specific one that I think is Capri Sun, but it's not. Oh, here it is. Sunfruit. Sunfruit by Ellis Brooklyn. Also, I really like the salt one from them. And maybe I'll try a new perfume this time. They're so gosh darn expensive. Every time I'm in Sephora, I try to not be wearing makeup so that I can like put a million different skin products on my skin, and I spray myself to high heavens. I spray myself with my number one favorite perfume is the Tory Burch Bitter Peach, but it is a $400 perfume. For like a regular bottle, it's $400. I refuse. For like a rollerball, it's like $100. That's ridiculous. People should not be charging $100 for a rollerball. No. So these ones that I want to show you today, these are both replica. You have heard me talk about these before. This is my favorite one. This is Beach Walk, and this smells like the sand, like sun, like sunscreen. That's literally it. That is my life. That is what I want to smell like. If you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, you know that is all I want to smell like is the summer. This one is Sailing Day. This one is going to be ocean, fresh, bright, linen almost, like salt, beach. So good. And then also my boyfriend really likes Under the Lemon Trees. So I think that there is a replica scent for everyone. I also think that about Skylar. Skylar's also really nice, really beautiful. So go in, have a little sniffy sniff. I recommend, this is going to be real weird, guys. Bring a handful of like coffee beans or coffee grinds, or even like a fresh coffee itself without any sugar or cream, just so you can clear your sinuses of any, it like reverts you back down to zero so that you can smell things clearly, if you know what I mean. Let's move on because we still got a lot of stuff to go. Okay, so we're gonna do blush. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blushes and one of, okay. So we're just gonna start. So my number one favorite blushes from Sephora are the Rare Beauty blushes. I have 3 of them: Happy, Grace, and Faith. So pink, and this is like a mauve. It's actually not as different to Happy as I would have wanted it to be, but I'm not going to return it. I'll still use it. And then this one is Faith. If you saw, it was April Fool's Day. On April Fool's Day, if you follow like Rare Beauty or Selena Gomez or anything on Instagram, they had like a funny thing about a giant sized one of these that they were selling, because you will never run out of this. Like, you need literally, when I use this, I go like this. I scrape off most of the product and go one dot and pull it off, and it's enough pigment. It's like so freaking pigmented, it's ridiculous. Like, I will never, this will go bad before I go through this. And they had, for April Fool's, like, now, just in time, we have a giant, so you'll never run out. We know you repurchase it all the time. So you'll never run out. They had like a huge one with like a giant doe foot applicator just like slamming on this girl's face. It was so funny. I love when like a brand can like make fun of itself. Number one. Next. Oh, my one size. Don't forget that. That was a blush. And then we have the Benefit ones are beautiful. So this is just a tiny Benefit one. This is in Shelly, but the pigment on these is just ridiculous. I hate this box. It is a flimsy, tacky paper box, and it's hard to like get into the product. And once I hit pan, I bet it'll be really hard to get into the edges. This so stupid. But the actual product is gorgeous. They have a beautiful range of shades, and they came out with so many more recently. And there's some really beautiful ones. I think I want to try the Krista one, and there's another one I wanted, but I can't remember. Okay, Buxom. This is in Wanderlust. This is a primer infused blush. It's absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't go anywhere. Super beautiful. Just a nice color. Just a classic peach, gorgeous blush that looks beautiful. I have LYS. This is Higher Standards Satin Matte Cream Blush. This one is in Kindness. This isn't gorgeous formula, but you have to, do you see how weird that texture is? Because if it's a while before I use this, the top of it kind of hardens, and so you really have to dig in there to get to the like the creaminess underneath. But this formula is absolutely gorgeous. I've thought about buying other ones of these, and they're really well priced. I do love this packaging too. I think it's really unique. Next we have the Sephora colorful so this is in the Sephora collection, so this will be 30% off. There's a couple. This one's in Over the Moon. Date Night is also a good one. The thing with these blushes is they're not highly pigmented. My boyfriend's calling. I'll be right back. And we're back. I was just FaceTiming with my boyfriend because he's in Toronto right now working. And it'll be our first time apart at night, I think, I'm pretty sure, since he moved in 2 years ago. So I miss him already, but he's off being a success, and I'm here making videos, being another kind of success. All right, where were we? We were on our second to last blush, the Sephora collection. Does not have great payoff pigment. You have to like keep dipping in, going, keep dipping in, going, but the colors are beautiful. The colors are really unique, which I love. So give those a try. I do recommend them, especially because they're going to be 30% off. Okay, so the next blush is going to also lead us into the first bronzer because they're the same type. So this is Patrick Ta. Patrick Ta does these like double take. I think this might be the first company or whatever that did the cream and powder together. So this is the She's That Girl. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. It's like a little bit more peach or coral than like my other Attention Seeker one that I am wearing. And then a lighter blush. These are excellent. Wow, that is just, okay, there's like a screen on this cream. It's just so bright. Excellent pigment, excellent blush. And then I also have the bronzer, which I'm pretty sure I've used most of this bronzer. This tone is just so phenomenal. I absolutely love this. I'm going to use the rest of this, and that leads us to our next bronzer. These are two of my favorite bronzers, contours in general. One is new to me. This is the Rare Beauty Effortless Stick in Happy Soul. This glides like a gosh darn dream. This blends like a gosh darn dream. No wonder it is like so hyped. It's so good. I really, really love this Rare Beauty stick. I actually haven't used it in a couple days. I'm going to be using it soon. And then probably my number one favorite bronzer of all time is the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Cream Bronzer. This is in light. This is their lightest shade. And it's just so highly pigmented and really workable. I love the tone. It's like kind of cool toned. I think my skin actually is more, looks better with cool tone shades than it does with warm, and I didn't realize that for a really long time. Although I can get off with either. Sorry guys, I could do either. Okay, we're gonna move to powders because we've been doing this for a real long time, and we're gonna wrap it up here soon. So powders, my favorite under eye is the Blurring Powder by Laura Mercier. And I always get the mini because this lasts forever and ever and ever. Super brightening, super blurring. I just take one of those like little Amazon powder puffs and just right underneath. On a day when sleep is nary the way for you, this is your best friend. And then my favorite powder, this is the Huda Beauty. This is in Cupcake. This is an Easy Bake. This is like slightly pink for under eyes, which I really, really love. It's so smoothing. And this is, I use this powder almost every day. Days I'm not using this, I'm using this. This is the only thing I use on my under eyes. I don't have like a face powder because I think those are a dime a dozen when it comes to the drugstore. There's a lot of really, really great drugstore powders. Wet n Wild, Maybelline Fit Me, and I'm going to try the new Sephora collection powder, so we'll see how that goes. But under the eyes, especially as like my skin matures, is a little bit sensitive, so that's what I like. Oh, I forgot this in my, I guess this is a different type. So we're gonna do eyes and then we're gonna land in lips. Okay, I have 2 sticks. I got the Sephora stick. This is the shadow and liner. This is waterproof. This is beautiful. It's a beautiful shimmer stick. It's going to be 30% off. This works for eyeliner. This works for eyeshadow. Absolutely gorgeous. Highly recommend. And then I have the Makeup Forever Aqua Resist Shadow Smoky Shadow. Also super beautiful. I like using these as like a really easy, like one and done swoop and go. On days when like I don't have time to get shit done, out the door. Out the door. So easy. Love it. I'm hilarious, guys. Okay, my last eyeshadow is going to be from Danessa Myricks. This is the Fireball. So this is like a glitter topper, essentially. It is one of the most unique things I've ever seen in my life. And I absolutely love it. My eye has been like mangly lately, so I can't use any glitter right now. But look at this. It's like foil. It's like a foiled line. Look how gorgeous that is. And you can build it on top of each other. And it's just so iridescent and absolutely gorgeous. On my wish list, there's a Danessa Myricks palette that's a bunch of these, but it's $170. I can't do it. I can't pull the trigger on a $170 palette. I'm not there yet. Please like and subscribe so I can afford $170 palettes. That's a lie. I can't afford it. I just choose to allocate my money to better places. I gotta buy summer tires, so we gonna start with buying summer tires. I need a new bed. We gonna start with summer tires, then get a new bed, and then we might buy a $170 eyeshadow palette. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. My last eye product is the Makeup by Mario eyeliner. This is specifically in brown. I already have this in my cart. This is a repurchase. It is so transfer resistant. So you put this on your upper waterline and it will not transfer to your lower waterline. But also you just put a little bit on and you can like smooth it out with the brush on the other side. Like no eyeliner I've ever seen before. Like it just shoop, 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 shoop. And that works so well to like create a little wing on the side. Really love that. So beautiful. It's such a gorgeous tone too. I'm going to be repurchasing this, but it's expensive. It's like $35. Now we end in lips. I have so much freaking lip stuff here. So I'm going to go through quickly. My favorite lip liners, I have 3 of them. Number 1 is Refi. This I think you have to buy online. I very rarely see them in store. I have it in taupe and in blush. So it's going to be the actual lip liner on one side. And then it's a setting serum on the other side that sets it for all day. And it works all day. I eat with this and it works. I absolutely love this. I have 2 of them. When one dies, I will get another one. Give it a try. Next, I have the Sephora collection. This is probably my number 1 favorite Sephora collection product. This is their lip liners. I'm also have one that I'm missing here. So I have the Nudist. Let's swatch these bitches. I got no more swatching room. Okay, the Nudist. And then we have Dress to the 90s. And then we have, I think, Creme de la Creme. Yep. I think I need a pink one because these are also similar. They're like slightly different. I think this is Mesquite. Yeah. Yeah, it just gets darker and darker. Gorgeous. I absolutely love them. They're so smooth and creamy and they stay on. And then our last lip liner is going to be the Buxom Power Primer, Powerline Primer. I really want this in Rich Rose. This one is in Dolly. I really want this in Rich Rose. This one is in Dangerous Dolly. And it also, like, it has this really interesting top. It's like a different, it's like a raindrop, teardrop shape. And then it comes with a lip liner brush. And I love it. So beautiful. Okay, we have Buxom lip glosses. I have literally probably 10 of these all the time. This is so beautiful. And I love the feeling. If you don't like the spicy lip gloss feeling, you will not like this. I love it. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Plumping. Shiny. Pigmented. Beautiful. Love it. One of my favorite lip glosses of all time. My favorite lip chaps, lip sleeping mask of all time is the LANEIGE. I've talked about this a million times. I will definitely be repurchasing. This is Gummy Bear. This is my absolute favorite. Oh, this is Sweet Candy. This is my favorite flavor. I also like Gummy Bear. But it's just the most smoothing, softening, glossy, juicy lip gloss ever. Highly, highly recommend. And then I have Sephora collection lipsticks, which are actually really beautiful. This one is in Love Love. This is when I was trying to get like a 90s lip going on. Oh my God, guys. I can't write with my left hand. So this is going to be like a cool toned kind of nude, which I use underneath. Like I use this with my Dress to the 90s lip liner, and then I'll put like a gloss over top. And this one is called We. One of my favorite YouTubers, Allison, recommended this We. And this is going to be like more of a just rose classic mauve color. Absolutely gorgeous. And my last product that I recommend for the Sephora collection is the new Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Color. This is in Cool Pink. The swatches, the branding of this is so gorgeous that I had to pick one up. And this is unlike anything I've ever seen. Ready? The glossiest, smoothest, most pigmented lip gloss I have ever seen. It looks stunning and it stays. I'll probably pick up another one of these at some point in time. Maybe not right now because I'm like still having my good time with this. And I do like this. This is Cool Pink. I tried another color, but it was way too, I think it was like, it was smoky pink, and it was too nude for me. It was too dark for me. I needed a little bit more pink in this. So I absolutely love this. It's been staying. And that are my Sephora recommendations, guys. I believe the sale starts on the 14th, so I'll try to get this up as soon as possible. I love you so much. Take care and be well.